This podcast was written and created by Avi Melamed, Middle East intelligence analyst and founder of the Inside the Middle East Institute.
Avi Melamed is exploring with us the current U.S.-Israel-Iran war that started on Saturday morning, February 28, 2026. Let's dive in.
Imagine using a deeply sacred religious prayer as like a covert geopolitical weapon.
Right, yeah.
Because that's essentially what just happened in Cairo. And it sparked an absolute uproar across Arab discourse. We're looking at a central Eid al-Fitr sermon, which was attended by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
Yeah, and the friction really started when a top Sunni preacher used a very specific phrase during that sermon. He asked God to protect Egypt by invoking, quote, the secret within Fatima.
Wait, if you are wondering why a single phrase in a sermon matters so much, we have to look at the theology, right? Because this isn't standard Sunni rhetoric at all.
No, far from it. I mean, in Twelver Shi'ism, which is the theology of the Iranian regime, Fatima isn't just the Prophet Muhammad's daughter.
Right.
She is believed to possess this divine mystical secret. So for a mainstream Sunni cleric in, the largest Arab country to invoke a uniquely Shiite concept is jarring.
It would be like a politician intentionally wearing a fierce rival's colors during a critical home debate, or a pope suddenly quoting Protestant theology during Easter Mass.
Exactly. It stands out immediately.
And the context makes it incredibly provocative for you as the listener to consider.
Yeah.
Right now, the Shiite Iranian regime is actively attacking mostly Sunni Arab states. So why would a leading Sunni cleric deliberately use Shiite phrasing right now? In Egypt, Central Friday sermons are strictly state-controlled. A cleric doesn't just improvise this stuff.
No, they don't. And that plausible deniability is central to Avi Melamed's analysis here.
Okay.
He connects this sermon directly to mounting behind-the-scenes tensions between Egypt and the Gulf monarchies over the ongoing war. When the conflict first broke out, Egypt clearly tried to stay on the sidelines.
Yeah, they actually delayed their full official alignment with the Arab Gulf states for about 2 weeks.
Right, a 2-week delay. And simultaneously, we saw some very specific narratives coming out of Egypt, like framing Tehran's attacks as self-defense.
Or even an Israeli plot, right?
Exactly. The prevailing message to the Egyptian public was simply that this is not our war.
But I have to push back on the logic of that strategy. I'm looking at the stark financial reality here. The Gulf heavily props up Egypt's struggling economy.
They absolutely do.
I mean, you have the UAE's recent $25 billion tourism city deal. Qatar is providing $3.5 billion in emergency aid, not to mention massive Saudi loans. So why would Egypt take the massive diplomatic risk of alienating the exact countries financing their survival?
Well, because the diplomatic dynamic shifted severely. The Gulf states reacted to Egypt's hesitation with open anger.
Wow.
Yeah, they framed it as blatant ingratitude. And the counter-message from the Gulf was incredibly blunt, basically. Egypt's struggling economy is no longer the Gulf's responsibility.
So the Egyptian leadership saw the catastrophic financial damage this rift could cause.
Right. Which prompted el-Sisi to immediately launch a rapid damage control tour of Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia to reassure them.
Okay, picture this timeline, because this is where the plot thickens for us. Avi Melamed points out a critical chronological detail here.
Yeah, the dates are everything.
Right, so el-Sisi's regional apology tour took place on Thursday, March 19th. And the controversial sermon in Cairo was delivered the very next morning, Friday, March 20.
Yes, the very next morning. The sequence of events reveals the true nature of the sermon.
Wait, really? The very next day?
Exactly. The presidency announces a tour on Thursday to smooth things over, and by Friday morning, a state-approved preacher is at the pulpit delivering a meticulously worded message touching the region's most sensitive fault line.
It completely defies the likelihood of a coincidence. I mean, flying out to ecclesiase your financial backers one day, and then utilizing a state-controlled cleric to insult them the next morning. It's just a staggering level of geopolitical drama.
It really is, and it demonstrates how statecraft is often conducted through these unofficial yet highly calculated channels. It allows for a hostile diplomatic message to be broadcast without ever putting it on official government letterhead.
This raises a key question. Did that sermon echoing a Shiite concept hint that Egypt's president heard sharp, perhaps even insulting criticism from his Gulf hosts? Was the sermon a way for el-Sisi to respond to harsh messages conveyed during the visit? The answer may lie in a central insight that Avi Melamed often emphasizes about the Middle East. In complex inter-Arab politics, nothing is impossible.
This podcast is made possible by supporters like you. ITME is an independent, nonprofit institute committed to apolitical, intelligence-based Middle East education.
To learn more or to support our work, visit our website www.insidethemiddle-east.com.